Sports TV. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua 2. Ruiz is the champion. If you didn't know, now you know. He won the first fight in Madison Square Garden. They're taking their show overseas to Saudi Arabia to pretty much everybody's surprise. If you didn't know, the 15,000 seat stadium is actually done. AJ's touchdown. I believe Andy Ruiz's touchdown, so they both there in Saudi Arabia. So it's going down. Appreciate everybody checking in. It's going down this Saturday, December 7th, on DAZN. So last time out, Ruiz won. I just watched the fight in full for the first time. Last time I watched the fight, one of my subs hit me up, "Hey CJ, AJ just knocked down Ruiz." I'm like, all right. I didn't care to watch the fight. This wasn't no point. I felt they was gonna set up Ruiz anyway. Then, hey CJ, Ruiz just dropped AJ. Hey, he just dropped AJ again. So I turned it on and I started to watch it. And it turned into something that I didn't think was gonna happen due to boxing politics. Not because I didn't think Andy Ruiz was a good fighter. I felt Andy Ruiz should have been WBO title holder already because he had beat Joseph Parker in New Zealand. Joseph Parker got a gift decision, as he tended to get gift decisions from time to time. I felt that Huey Fury beat him. That just shows you how trash Joseph Parker actually is. But Dillian White ended up getting him. No telling if he was clean or not clean, but hey, it is what it is, right? But let's talk about strength and weaknesses, which we shouldn't have to. I didn't do a prediction video to begin with for this fight, the original fight. So Ruiz is 6'2", 74-inch arms. AJ 6'6", 82-inch arms. So to really look at this fight, man, will Andy Ruiz do well versus AJ? Hand speed, intellect, IQ, whatever you want to call it. Patience is another thing. He can hold his position. He can fight good on the front foot. So, he just was he knew how to fight tall. He knew how to fight taller fighters. So, pretty much he knew how to nullify anything AJ was doing and get off. And that's it. AJ, what he do well? His footwork was able to be well. He was able to utilize the ring. His punches was crisp and sharp for the most part early on. Hold on. His left hook was a factor. His jab was a factor. His right hand was a factor. But like I said, when you 200 and you 6'6", 250, 260, well, God didn't give you the body to box on the back foot for the rest, for 12 rounds. And when he came out there trying to box Andy Ruiz, in the beginning, you look at it, if you didn't know what happened, you'd be like, oh, he's just trying to feel him out. And eventually he's going to engage. But what he found out is the only safe place for him is on the outside. But Andy Ruiz figured that out. But the weaknesses, before I get into talk, I ain't gonna do too much talk about strength and weaknesses. I'm gonna talk about the first fight, and then I'm gonna go into the keys to victory. Weakness: AJ just soft. All right, don't have no stamina. He not built for boxing mentally, physically. He built for any sport, but mentally he not built for boxing. Physically, he pretty good. Just he don't, his stamina not that good. But God didn't build him to box for 12 rounds. Okay. But other than that, on the inside, he can't fuck with Ruiz. Especially without his uppercut. His uppercut is his main punch. His uppercut, when he mixes uppercut in combination with his left hook, AJ look deadly on the inside. But it's not where he need to be at. AJ, inside, middle range pocket is not for him. But other than that, his chin, stamina, he ain't built for this shit. He's soft. Ruiz's weakness, cutting the ring off on AJ, I think he figured that out. But cutting the ring off on AJ was a huge weakness for him. He allowed AJ, kind of like Vladimir Klitschko, to kind of clear his mind. But lucky Andy Ruiz, it has a better output and a better output than Vladimir Klitschko did. Klitschko let him off the hook, and Klitschko by nature is a very, very judicious puncher. So, Andy Ruiz, I just think he lost focus at times. On the inside, he didn't look for AJ uppercut, and that's the first thing I noticed. Good qualities by AJ is the uppercut, and I think Ruiz, he got caught slipping on the inside with the uppercut, but I think he made that adjustment But with Ruiz, maybe he can be overconfident. It could be a weakness coming to this fight, thinking that he got this. But I think he need to have his game face on and continue to be hungry. And I believe he had a good camp from what I hear. He stayed out the way of the media. He got serious. He didn't lose a ton of weight. I think he expected to lose anywhere from 6 to 10 pounds. So that's not a lot of weight. AJ got a new body. His new body is going to be somewhat of an adjustment. But so I kind of just kick the shit for a minute. We talk about adjustments with new body. Let's talk about AJ body. Okay, he leaned out. Look at Ruiz. He's about 141 and a half. The first 241 and a half versus Wilder the first time. 236, but he turned more lean muscle. He turned fat to lean muscle. But it looked like he lost about 20 pounds. For AJ, I'm not sure exactly what he came in versus Ruiz the first time. But I believe, let me see if I can pull it up. I believe with AJ, he might come in at 240. To be honest, he may come in around 240. In BoxRec, I don't know if they give you the official weigh-in. They don't. But let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull it up. But AJ with his new body, I think cutting the weight and cutting the muscle. I don't think. Hold on, because they didn't. Hold on, I didn't put the wrong person name in. I don't think cutting the weight and the muscle is necessarily going to be the correction to what he wants to do. It's part of the solution, I may say. AJ was 247.8. Ruiz was 268, right? So for my UK people, he was 112.4 kilograms for AJ, 122 kilograms for Andy Ruiz. So you probably look at him maybe coming in around 235, 236. Maybe I can't really see him getting down more than 230, okay? Because AJ is proportion. Wilder top heavy, AJ heavy at the top, heavy at the bottom. But the thing about that is, about boxing, obviously you got to be in physical condition. You got to do the miles or the sprints, whatever your physical condition is. But for AJ, I think the breathing is the key. His controlling your breathing, pacing yourself in the fight. But it's hard when your body is not designed to box for 12 rounds. It's just not. But he took the precautions. He took the weight down. He utilized the ring. He used his jab pretty good last time. And we'll see physically the adjustments that he made. But one thing you can't train is not to get hit with the same shot again. You can train for that, but, you're going to get hit. That's just bottom line. So how is he going to react when he get hit with talks? He had a concussion in the fight. Then his trainer said he got a concussion in the fight. His face was on up before the fight. So he might be a fresher fighter. But for him, he has to... for him, he has to come in determined. I remember Charles Martin, he got painted as a quitter versus AJ. Okay? He fought Koznowski, which we all thought... Hold on. My back. We all thought that he was going to lose versus Adam Kanowski and get KO. He mentally came in and told himself that he refused to be KO. He refused to quit versus Adam Kanowski. And he went the distance, even though he did lose. But mentally, he prepared himself. It's like going into work on you know it's going to be a bad day. You know it's going to be busy. You know what I'm saying? You saying, you know what? I'm mentally prepared. You play football, American football, I'm mentally prepared. I know it's going to be a physical game, tough game. I'm mentally prepared. So AJ has to mentally prepare himself for what he's about to do. Now, for Andy Ruiz, his mental preparation is a little bit different. He got to prepare himself, but he still got to come in with the underdog mentality and remember what he did last time because, it ain't too much things that can change with AJ. But talk about the first fight a little bit. What I did notice, kind of watching in full, what I did notice was that Andy Ruiz made a critical adjustment. Okay? The one adjustment Andy Ruiz made was, once AJ got his win, I don't know if it was Manny Robis, his coach, or it was just something that was ancestors was tapping into his mind. But what he did was, he went to the body. Once he started to go to AJ body, that speeded up the process of AJ getting tired. Which Klitschko just followed AJ around the wing. He didn't cut the ring off. He allowed AJ to get his second breath. Klitschko ain't a real body puncher at all. And with him headhunting, AJ was able to survive. All right? What Ruiz did was, Ruiz went to that body. And when Ruiz, I don't know what's wrong with this dude. He is like, be quiet. When Ruiz went to the body, and when Ruiz went to the body, it slowed AJ up. The hands started coming down, so then the overhand right came in, so then whatever. But Ruiz got to go to the body early. He was jabbing to the chest, he was jabbing to the stomach, he was jabbing to the head. He was jabbing to the head, talking miles. You know, but then when he started putting, you know, combinations of punches with the jabs to the head and to the body, you know, then I think that's when AJ, you know, he deflated the rest of the air out as AJ tires. But that's not what AJ need to do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very, very important. What Anthony Joshua needs to do is, I believe, early on, he can box. He can do what he did the last time he had success. I like to see him pick that jab hand up. I don't think he a guy that can really fight behind the shoulder with his jab hand low. I like to see him keep his hands up. I like the way he had his right hand up in the fight, protecting himself away from Andy Ruiz's left hook. I like to see how he kept his distance, how he was using his jab. His punches were sharp. His punches were quick early on. But then again, he fought scary. I think AJ needs to push Andy Ruiz on the back foot. It's cool to use the ring every now and again, but you can't let a guy like Andy Ruiz be physical and push a big fellow, 6'6", 247, 248 basically, on the back foot. Okay? He has to put Andy Ruiz on the back foot. He has to use his jab, step to Andy Ruiz, push Andy Ruiz on the back foot, and keep him at the end of his punches. Don't let Andy Ruiz pass the gray area, to pass the pocket. I think he should mix in boxing, but be more aggressive and try to push Andy Ruiz back and keep him at the end of his punches. Kind of like Kovalev do. You know, Kovalev don't have a hook, but Kovalev, you know, he keep him at the end of his punches and get that leverage. I think Andy Ruiz need to push. I think AJ need to push Andy Ruiz back, keep him at the end of his punches, and mix in boxing. He need to be more aggressive on the front foot. Don't only get aggressive on the front foot when you're looking for the kill shot. He was in there throwing combinations, and once he dropped Andy Ruiz, that was a gift, but it also was a curse, because he felt that he could win the exchanges with Andy Ruiz, but in actuality, he couldn't win the exchanges. His hands weren't quick enough, and anytime AJ threw a hook, Andy Ruiz after that was willing to throw a hook, knowing that his hook would be more impactful, or knowing his chin would be more durable. And when AJ, you know, they traded hooks, Andy Ruiz was more effective. So I think AJ need to really keep Andy Ruiz at the end of his punches, but he need to push him backwards. Don't let Andy Ruiz stalk you and push you around the ring. Show him that you the boss. You know, push Andy Ruiz on the back foot some, but mix in boxing. Other than that, for AJ, I would say go to the body, but then his fast hands may counter him. But I do think AJ just need to push him back more. He need to put Ruiz on the back foot and you know, let his right hand go, let his left hook go, left hook, right hand go. If Andy Ruiz come on the inside, then set him up for the uppercut. That's AJ probably best shot out of his arsenal. But that's what I would do. I wouldn't look to box for 12 rounds because you don't have the stamina to box for 12 rounds. They could ran more miles. They could drop the weight, you know. And as you see, Andy Ruiz was 268 pounds, but he had more stamina. Body physique doesn't mean you're in shape. It don't mean you could take the punishment. It don't mean you got a good jaw. You know, I hear Brian Kenny, oh, AJ is in the best shape of his life. And, you know, look at AJ. And if you watch AJ, he got tired versus Povetkin. He got tired versus Joseph Parker. He was getting tired versus Carlos Akam. Just because you cut up and you got abs and you got the traps and the delts and all, that don't mean that you actually in shape. You know, boxing, you got to, even when you're doing any cardio, you got to control your breathing. And then your body got to be in condition for that. And he been training for it, but if he can't be calm, you know, in the lion's mouth, he gonna have problems. But for Andy Ruiz, man, he just gotta do what he did last time. Push AJ on the back foot, you know, counter the jab, take away the jab. But this time early on, start picking at that body with more than the jab. Start dropping the right hand to the body. Start dropping left hook to the body. You know, speed up the process. I will be going to Anthony Joshua core even more. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz should do a sustained attack on the body. AJ hand's going to drop, come upstairs with the right hand. If they get on the inside, if I'm Andy Ruiz, I bait AJ to go to war with me on the inside. One thing I'm looking for is for that uppercut and that left hook. My hand's going to get there first. I might even get on the inside, slip, you know, and go to AJ body and finish to the head. So Ruiz's body attack is going to be huge. And, you know, him not being overconfident is going to be huge too. You know what I'm saying? Not going out there looking for the knockout. Do what you did last time. Be patient. Let the knockout come. But I think when he went to AJ body, I think that changed that changed everything. You know what I'm saying? It changed everything. And I think, once again, Ruiz should go back to that body. Ruiz get on the inside. He should exchange with AJ. His hands faster. But this time I'll be looking for him to really shoot shine to the body, throw hard shots to the body. You know, 1, 2 at a time, go upstairs. But it's not too much Andy Ruiz got to change. AJ got to change towards Andy Ruiz. And AJ got to put Andy Ruiz on the back foot. And if he's able to put Andy Ruiz on the back foot, I think we talk about a different situation. I do. I think we talking about a different situation. So he got to put Andy Ruiz on the back foot a lot more, and see if Ruiz can deal with him on the back foot. Can he get the leverage on his punches and punch on the back foot like that? But if AJ go out here boxing and trying to win a decision and utilize the ring, look for Ruiz to go to the body, look for Ruiz to counter the jab, and look for Ruiz to bait AJ to exchange on the inside. Look for him to be cognitive of the uppercut, slip that or get out the way of that, and deliver his combination punches. But I actually think, I don't know what to think about this fight, to be honest. First fight was really good. They going to Saudi Arabia. Don't know who the ref is. I know it has been announced. You don't know what AJ, might hit Ruiz with a couple punches and the ref might stop it. This sounds real fishy. I think they're using a United States Commission, I believe, somewhere in New York, Nevada, California, Texas. I don't know which one. But I really don't know what to think. If I was a bet man, I wouldn't bet on the fight. I don't trust the Pilgrim Eddie Hearn. But at the same time, I do trust the character of Andy Ruiz. Everything I heard about him in camp has been positive. He locked in. At one point, like he was partying too much, but hey, he got to work. I think he's going to be in good condition again. I think AJ, just if AJ do beat Ruiz, I think everybody know he's a mental midget. I think everybody know everything in the gym, from the rumors of Dean Du Bois stopping him, David Price, etc., dropping him in the gym. Him saying that I'm not fighting Wilder after this, not thinking about Wilder, I'm blocking Wilder out. Just let you know that mentally he's just not there. So I expect Andy Ruiz to repeat his performance. Like I said, it's a lot of variations. They fighting outside. They fighting in the middle of the desert outside. So I'm not sure what the weather is like there in Saudi Arabia. Let me see. Let me see what the weather is. Hold on. Let me see right now what the weather is. That's something I didn't think about. I know they're fighting outside because I seen the weather. See what the weather is. Give me 1 second. Let me see what the weather is. So it's 64 degrees. It's a high of 81. Saturday expected to be 77 degrees, a low of 52. So the heat shouldn't be too much of a factor out there. So, I went back and forth with this one. I can see a way where AJ win legit. I can see a way AJ get a gift decision. I seen a lot of things in boxing. I know Eddie Hearn want those belts bad, but I'm gonna go Andy Ruiz. I'm gonna go Andy Ruiz. 7-round stoppage again. I'm going to pick him to stop AJ in the same round. I see Andrew Casico stop Machado with the same body shot. We almost seen Adam Lopez upset Oscar Valdez. We've seen a lot of upsets this year, man. And I think Andy Ruiz is going to repeat it. I think it's what's best for boxing. AJ is bad for boxing. I don't care what the UK fans say. He doesn't conduct himself as a champion. He conducts himself as a champion. He's a chump. And may the force be with Andy Ruiz. I like Andy Ruiz in 7. Stoppage again. If AJ win, makes me no difference. You know what I'm saying? He gonna run like a punk that he is. And but hopefully Andy Ruiz can finish the job. My will, my prayers, everything is with Andy Ruiz. I hope Andy Ruiz stop him. I hope Andy Ruiz knock AJ out the ring. You know what I'm saying? I hope Andy Ruiz retire AJ. I hope AJ never fight again. I hope he go into his hermit shell. I hope he never leave his house again. I hope he depressed. Everything, the Great Depression that he helped bring up onto boxing, like other guys, other businessmen, other cheaters out there. I hope Andy Ruiz ends AJ. You know what I'm saying? You know, he can go right next to Frank Bruno and be the chump and bums of the UK. I hope Andy Ruiz does what Barrera did to Prince Nazim. Hope AJ do like Dodgeball, the true story. It was a true story, Dodgeball, whatever it was, where they beat the Cobras or whatever. They beat the other power, the Global Gym, and old boy just, you know, went into a depression and became fat bastard. Hope it helping the AJ. I hope the curse of Frank Bruno, Prince Nazim, you know, AJ. But hey, it is what it is. Like Andy Ruiz in 7. It's Goodfellas Sports TV. One time. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Share the video. We gone.